The recent CEE workshop on making your syllabi accessible had a lot of really good information, so working on getting that recording up. And I also wanted to take people through my syllabus and show a few of the places where accessibility issues cropped up. So starting out looking at my course and professor information, I'm imagining that I don't have my student hours yet, or you might see that sort of thing when I have name. And if we go to review and then read aloud right here, yeah, we don't want that. I had a few pages with a lot of these for lines for students to write on, and I calculated it would have taken half an hour for the program to pronounce all of those underscores. So, number of different ways to get horizontal lines, underscores, not one of them. Overall, I'd say that the read aloud is pretty good. For example, if we have it read right here, it knows that I mean March 16th and not Mar 16. Looking at the contact, so two things there. One is that it did pretty well with all of this, other than calling us Western, which it's close. And then this is randomly in French, and that surprised me. So making sure to go and set the language here. And let's mark this as English, and we can, of course, mark the whole current document as English. And now, okay, maybe I had to save. One moment. When in doubt, turn it off and back on again, or close the program and start it again. And we get what we wanted. So it was just the language. I just had to close and reopen so that it knew it. The language is also down here, so I can change it down there. Another trick that I really liked was looking at the heading structure, and there are a number of ways to get to the panel that has the bookmarks. The easiest is Control F or Command F, which is what you normally use to find, and you can just go to the headings right there. And looking through, I can see some issues here. For one thing, I have a heading that is completely blank, and that's because I hit enter to give myself some space instead of doing it properly. So I can fix that by getting rid of it. Things fall back into place. If I did want to give myself some space, I could go to the paragraph. So right click and go to the paragraph. And I can give myself as much space as I want before it. And now that's all just one line. It's just a really tall line. Here, I also can see that I have two heading ones next to each other, which I can do, but really I wanted this as a heading two. So all I have to do is click heading two, and it goes right here. These headings I set the way I want. So I chose to have the text look just like this, and then on heading one, I right clicked and I updated that to match this selection. So it went from its standard with the blue to I like having kind of a darker red. And I might also want to adjust where things are. So this meeting accessibility needs, maybe I want that on top instead of the course format. I can just drag it over here, or I can uh, collapse it and drag it over here and then open it up. I don't even have to collapse it. I can just grab the whole thing. So third way of doing it. Grab the whole thing and then just drag it here. And you can also copy and paste when it's like this, so it's really easy to do. I'm going to take the course format and copy, or hit Control X, which is cut, sorry, not copy, and I'll paste it. Uh, this is why I always just hit Control V. There we go. So now most of my headings are in a way that kind of makes sense. This academic honesty was also supposed to be a heading too. So I'm just going to go there and click heading 2. I don't even have to highlight the whole thing. Just having it in that line is enough. And I can see I can close these here as well. And looks like everything is where I want it to be, how I want it to be in terms of the heading structure. Another trick that I have found is I noticed when I put this into a PDF that the table was looking kind of funny. And if I highlight everything, I could hit Control A or just like this, I can see that here I have a single line and here I have a double line because I just hit Enter to get this table the height that I wanted. And that's, again, not the way to do it. So let's see, where else did I do that? Here. And what I can do here is highlighting, I'm going to right click and go to that table properties. I can make the height whatever I want. Let's say 24. We'll make it. That looks about where it was before, and now the I guess that is justified to the top for some reason. But they're all one line, and I can fix the justification if I want to. The cell right here, it's justified at the top. If I want it in the center like everything else, now it's in the center. One more thing about the tables is when you go into this table properties right here, you can also set the alt text. So I've got the title of calendar and due dates, which I changed later on because that's not a great title, but that's what it is right now, and then a description of the table. And that table properties window is pretty small, so I just took a screenshot of it and threw it in here so you can see it a little bit better. I can get that explanation of what things are, and now I have an image, so we can take a look at that with, I right-clicked and got that view alt text. And here I can put this in. I don't trust the AI captioning. You could certainly let it do its thing and then check it, but make sure to check it. And for alt text, I like to put what it is. So in this case, it's a screenshot. It might be photograph. So the type of image that it is, as well as screenshot of whatever it's a screenshot of. One more thing about the tables is when I have my table here, the table layout lets me easily tell it that I want a header row. I lied, that's table design, sorry. So header row marks everything in the top row as the header, and the first column as well, I want that to be a header. That's not a normal column. I also noticed that this, for whatever reason, is justified on top. If I want to change that, I can do that. table under table layout. And here I have all 9 justifications. So I could do center, center, or any other variation. One last thing about tables is they say not to merge cells, which it looks like I have done here. Actually, I have not done that. These are 2 separate cells. I just hid the border in between there. So you can see that when I tab, I go over to the next one.